Hello everybody, today we're going to make a fantastic Neapolitan style pizza in the Kalorik indoor electric oven in 4 minutes. You're going to love this one. Let's get started. Hello everyone, today we're going to make a Neapolitan style pizza in the Kalorik electric pizza oven. It's going to be fast and easy. It's going to take about 4 minutes to cook, and the beautiful thing is it only takes about 15 minutes to preheat this oven. So let's get right into it. So I just want to show you, I made some pizza balls. Now these have been in here for 24 hours. So I made a Neapolitan style pizza dough, and I had it rest for 24 hours in a cool environment. And then I brought it out and let it get to room temperature. So here's one of those dough balls to room temperature. Now I'm going to form it. So what I like to do, instead of putting flour all over the counter, I just like to use a container like this. I'll just take my dough ball out of here, plop it in the flour, and now I'm just going to push from the center outward to get my shape. And you know, this isn't that difficult to do. Trying not to push on the edges, I'm trying to push the air out from the center to the outer edge. Now for more details on how I make this Neapolitan style dough and other doughs, I'll be coming out with some pizza making tutorials and courses in the future. But the main point of this video is just to show you how you don't need to use pizza steels, pizza stones in the oven and preheat them for an hour plus. Forget about that. Throw away the steel, throw away the big stone in the oven, forget about preheating for an hour. 15 minutes in this baby and you're good to go. So just gonna get a little bit more of a, so you see I'm able to keep the mess under control here. That's about the size of it for the pizza ball, and that's about a 250 gram dough ball that I used. So now I like to make it on a wooden peel, and we're going to put just a little bit of cornmeal on here, not corn flour, just a little bit of cornmeal. You don't want to go too heavy-handed, but if you're just starting out, you might want to use a little bit more, but be careful because in this pizza oven, it'll burn right away and start to smoke. So you just want a little bit to act as a gliding, sort of as marbles, if you want to think of it as marbles. And you see this is about a nice size. I'm going to guess this is about a 10-inch pizza. And if you want to double check, you can like bump your peel like this to make sure it's sliding. You don't want it to stick. If it sticks right now, you'll never get it off and you'll have a mess. So always make sure that it slides real easy. So let me get this out of the way. Now, I'm going to quickly make this. I just have some sauce, simple pizza sauce. I'm going to put a little bit of this on here. Not too much. Again, when you're making a Neapolitan style pizza, one of the keys is less is more. If you start piling it on, it's not going to cook properly. You really don't want that much on here. You just want enough. Not too much, just enough. Okay? That's about good. Now, for this one, now this is not, you know, Neapolitan style, you'd have mozzarella cheese on here. But for something different, I had some cheddar cheese I wanted to put on here. So I didn't call this a Neapolitan pizza per se, it's a Neapolitan style pizza. And that's meaning the type of dough and the cooking method and the crust I'm going for. So again, you don't want to go too heavy on the cheese, just enough. That's about right. Again, I'm making sure it slides. You see that? It still slides. We're not in trouble. So when you're first starting out at this, I recommend double checking a couple of times. And now we're just going to put some shredded sweet or sliced sweet pepper on here. I just cut this up a little while ago. Just add a little bit of flavor, some color. Okay, that's that. And if you want, again, this wouldn't be Neapolitan style. Neapolitan style, you just put some fresh basil on here. I'm just going to put just a light sprinkle of oregano on here. Again, you don't have to. I'm just going to do that. So now, we're ready to go with this. Let me get these toppings out of the way. And because I got to slide the pizza oven over. Okay. So now this is pretty hot, and I'm gonna show you with the temp, an infrared thermometer with the temperatures. So here we go. So this has been going. I had it 15 minutes, and we've been talking for what, about 2 minutes. So maybe about 17 minutes. This has been turned on. That's all. 17 minutes roughly. Turn this on. Let's give a temp. I'm getting temperatures 770, 760, 803, 815, 860. I don't know if you can see that. If it's showing 860 on there. Yeah, 859. So there you go. 17 minutes, 859. Not an hour on a steel or multiple stones, using broilers. None of that. Okay. Now, let me get this in here. I'm trying to do this a little different than I normally do because I'm trying to let the camera see it. So let's see. There we go. Now, I don't need this anymore. Gotta get my board ready. Oh, I gotta set my timer. This is gonna take about 4 minutes. I see we're getting some smoke. That's probably from that little bit of cornmeal I used. So you may want to do this under your, if you have like a stove hood, you may want to do it under there. But again, I wanted to show you how it cooks. Now, for best results, watch it. There's a glass window on top of this Kalorik pizza oven. I watch through the window, and then I'll rotate it a couple of times just to get an even cook. I mean, it cooks fairly evenly, but, you know, you may want to watch it and rotate it quarter turn, half turn. We're 39 seconds in. We're looking good. I mean, you're going to love this. Like I said, you know, maybe come home from work or whatever, you want a nice Neapolitan style pizza. You don't want to preheat that oven for an hour plus and play around with hot stones and steels. No, you turn this thing on, and I had it preheated, but normally I turn that on right as I'm starting to make the pizza. As I get the dough out, the sauces, the cheeses, that way, right when I'm done with the pizza, this thing is done, and I go right in. Now we're at 1:10. Let's take a quick peek. We're doing good. I don't have to rotate it yet. Usually around 1.5 to 2 minute mark. It depends. Now you're going to get fantastic leopard spotting underneath, if you're familiar with what that means on the crust, which is classic Neapolitan style. You're going to love it. So I can see it's starting to sizzle up on this side. We're at 1:37, so I may just... Oops, I lost the pepper. Okay, we're at 1:51. That's the cornmeal smoking. I could tell when I rotate her right now. That's why, you know, many times I'll not use any cornmeal because you're going to get a little bit of smoke from the cornmeal. So if you don't need it, don't use it. I didn't want it to stick for this video, so I just made sure to put a little bit of cornmeal. 217. We're looking good. It's starting to sizzle pretty good. Crust is starting to get brown in a couple of spots. Might only take about 3.5 minutes on this one. It's looking real good. 245. Looking good. I'm just gonna rotate this a little bit. Now I'm just using what you would typically call like a fish spatula to rotate this. I find that works best. This unit comes with these with the split peel to use. I don't really like that, to be honest. I prefer to use you know, this fish spatula. It works great. It lets me to rotate it and move it around, and then I can use it to remove it also. I used to use a larger metal pizza peel, but I find out that's not really needed for this pizza. It's so small. Okay, we're getting about the 3 minute and 30 second mark. Here we go, 3:30. I'm just going to spin it a little bit more. Maybe a little more. Try to get these spots here. I think we're looking good for 4 minutes. Again, this varies to you. You know, if you wanted a little less are brown or less cooked, and obviously you take it out a little quicker. You want a little more, you leave it a little longer. Now again, don't overdo it with the toppings. You saw I just used the average amount of cheese and just some peppers on top. Don't load it up. If you make the pizza too high, it just won't work right for you. So we're at 4 minutes and 5 seconds. I'm going to call it done. Let me turn the heat off. Timer's off. I'm going to unplug this. Now, as far as underneath, I'm sliding my hand underneath it carefully right now. The counter isn't hot. It's barely warm. The unit itself is going to be hot. You saw me. It was 806 degrees inside. So at 860, you don't want to play around. You got to be careful. In fact, I'll put this on. Now, see, that was the cornmeal that was smoking that I told you about. Okay. Now, so that was 4 minutes. I pulled it out at 4 minutes, and it says about 40 seconds. Okay. So 4.5 minutes. Call 4.5 minutes roughly. Okay. Now I'm going to carefully move this out of the way. Okay, that's out of the way. That's out of the way. That's out of the way. Okay. Let's see. Okay, whoa. I guess I could have pulled it out 30 seconds sooner. Can you see that? Now, some of that black, some of that is from the cornmeal, made it a little darker. But that's definitely, what you want. It's hard to get that in a pizza oven with your stones and steels unless you preheat for a long period of time. Now let's see if you can hear the crunch. I'll try to be quiet and see if this will pick up. I don't know if it'll pick up, but we'll see if we can pick up the crunch. You hear that? Let's try it again. Oh yeah. And one more time. Ready? Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely got leopard spotting for sure. So I did 4.5 minutes. You could have done it in 4, like I originally said, 4 minutes. So I'm gonna let that cool for a couple of seconds. I'm gonna get a plate. Let me use this plate. Okay. Oh, this one. No, we won't look at that one. That one got a little too dark. Here we go. That was from the cornmeal, got a little darker. This is what it should look like. Do you see that? That's what it should, that's the perfect leopard spotting. Okay? Put that there. Okay. Now I'm going to give it a taste. Okay. This one isn't too bad. You see, that one's pretty good. Let's try it. It's going to be hot, though. Mmm. Oh. Nice, thin, crispy, a little crunchy and pillowy soft in the crust here. It's very hot, so I don't know if I can eat much more on camera here. But very delicious. Again, that dough was for 24 hours. I let it sit for 24 hours in the fridge. Neapolitan style pizza dough. And if you want to see more about the details of the dough making and the different styles of pizza, again, subscribe to my channel and watch out for some new courses, classes, tutorials about in-depth pizza making, all the different styles, types, and other types of pizza ovens you can use. I just want to make a quick video today to show you about the Kalorik pizza oven and how it can make a fantastic pizza in 4.5 minutes, and it's wonderful. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below in the file below. Look in the description. I'll have a list of different items I've used to make this. And thank you for watching. And hey, if you see one of these Kalorik pizza ovens, pick it up. I think you'll really like it. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna try another piece. I'm gonna burn my mouth, but it's worth it. Oh. Mmm. Mmm. Delicious. Mmm. Can you see? I don't know if you can see the air bubbles in the crust there. It's perfect. Perfect. Mmm. Hmm.